The one that comes to the forefront of my mind straight away is not a final at Wembley, it was a semi-final. You know where I'm going with this? I joined the club by then. I was cup tie, but I was lucky enough to sort of be involved in the quarter-final at Ipswich.
Yeah, where Robbo scored, didn't he?
Robbo scored, yeah, great goal, wasn't it? And all of a sudden, the hunt was on, you thought. And then going into the semi-final, which was a two-legged affair against Wimbledon. And people had Wimbledon as favourites, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah. They had like Vinnie Jones, Marcus Gale, Robbie Earle, I probably played in that decent team.
Cuckoo.
Neil Sullivan, my Scotland compatriot in goal. But the first leg, I think it was a boring 0-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think typical Martin. I'm sure we went to somewhere like Grantham for 2 days before and hardly kicked a ball, but Martin just did the most ridiculous things at times. He'd just keep you together, and we must have kicked a... Surely we can't have gone into a game without kicking a ball in 2 days training, but it felt like it at times. He'd just whisk you away. Yeah. The team spirit that he wanted and created was... well, epitomised everything that we were all going through at that particular time. And it was, we were lucky probably to stay in it. And back in the day, it was the away goals rule as well. So we were happy to keep a clean sheet, knowing that we could probably get a goal there. They'd not scored at home. And then we go there and, Parks took a free kick, and I played left back that day because left wing back because Gups,
he was at the far left hand post,
because Gups had signed and it was cup tied, obviously. So in the league I was playing right side, right back or right wing back, and then in the cup games I had to go and play left wing back. So somehow I ended up on a set piece, which I don't know why I was up there. Maybe I was still up there from the first attack and couldn't get back. And Parks just put the cross in from wide right, free kick, and I just probably timed the header right, the leap and jump straight over the top of...
no mean feat against a team the size of Wimbledon, though, because they were along the legends, weren't they?
Neil Sullivan into the back, and all my friends and even my family were down at Selhurst
Great moment, that was.
And they're all going, that's not Simon scored, that cannot be scored. I actually did a Klinsmann, so no relevance to the crystal story. I just think I fell onto the floor, and next thing everybody has sort of landed on top of you. And I always remember Claridge saying to me, he says, you don't need anybody else to score. I went, why? He says, because you're going to get all the credit and all the headlines. So that's typical Claridge. Always wanting headlines, didn't he? So, it was one of my 12 league goals in my career, which I remember them all still.
What do you remember about the final then, Simon, again, that 97 final?
Obviously, the big build-up to it was they had the big hitters, didn't they? Middlesbrough. They had Juninho, Emerson and Ravanelli. And
I was quite glad I was cup tie.
And it was, they were the favourites. And probably all the games at Wembley, we were always underdogs.
So I'm sorry, not trying to cut you short, but do you remember in the not the build-up, but not long before, we played them at home. I did play in that, unfortunately. We played against Middlesbrough tags. And Juninho, oh my word, how good was he? He was unbelievable. He saw that burst. We'd never come up against him before. He just ran. Well, they were probably something like 3-0 up at half-time.
And Martin said to me at half-time of that game, man mark him for the second half.
Right, okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'll do a job whatever you want me to do.
You must have done a job because they didn't score.
Or they're just taking it easy. So the build-up to the final was all about, is somebody going to mark Juninho man to mark? And I'm thinking, don't be me. Look at the size of Wembley. It's like huge and it's a big occasion. Anyway, when he named the team, he said, right, Pontus, you're going to man-mark Juninho.
You just told him on the day? Not like
it might have been a day before or something like that, and I'm like that.
Probably not, Martin.
I'm not chasing. I'm glad I'm not chasing around. Pontus could do it, but Pontus could do a real good job. I think he'd done it in some of his previous clubs, and he did a great job.
Pontus had this weird technique. He would look people in the eye.
He never looked at the ball, did he? He just looked at the person. Because when he first came over, you're like, what's he doing here, marking? You know, he's like, just saw your eyes of where you were going to move the ball or whatever.
Yeah.
So he got designated that job, and like I said, I was so
job
happy.
he did.
Yeah.
Because in the league game, that's what I was going to say, Janino was unbelievable. And Gary Parker's many things, but he's not an athlete. And the ball got cleared, and Parks was on his own, and he ended up in a 1v1 on the halfway line with Janino.
There's only one winner there, then, isn't there?
Exactly. You know what the end result was.
Yeah.
And he terrorised us, didn't he? But again, Martin's nous.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it worked.
As well as the ability of Pontus and obviously the boys. But.
And we went one down, I think Ravanelli scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, was it? I think Robbo might have scored, or what, was it Robbo Emil scored?
Emil got bundled in there.
Yeah, it was a scrappy
nearly.
Yeah. And then we had then went on to the replay, didn't we, at Hillsborough?
Replay was like, so that was saying Saturday or Sunday, the final. Wednesday's the replay. It was crazy.
Now they need 10 days at least to get it all, sold tickets and everything.
Yeah. What a night that was as well, wasn't it?
What do you remember of that night, Larry? I
remember pretty much about the after celebrations, to be fair. Yeah, it was. We played really well that night again. We deserved to win, and again, Claridge has scored a big goal again in his celebrations. I remember following Walshy up the...
He was happy no one else scored as well.
Yeah, exactly. I remember being next to Walshy as we were walking up for the trophy. And he must have been just carried away in the moment because he walked straight past the trophy. I went, Waller, you've got to stand here. This is where the trophy is. He just walked straight past the trophy. And he's going,
we've just
I'm up here to lift it. And then I know we had in the bus journey back it was only an hour.
I got involved in that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Not the game.
Yeah. And it was funny because one of the lads...
It took ages, didn't it?
Yeah, rightly so, because we told the bus driver to drive about 20 miles an hour, didn't we?
True.
Yeah, and we had to be professional because we probably had a game on the Saturday.
Very true.
Do you remember, I often tell the story, Emil getting slumped off at the end.
And his dad picking him up.
Big Tyrone came and picked him up. And we're like, let him stay out for a bit, Tyrone. He's like, stay out a bit, boys. Emil, you're going home, son.
Yeah.
Tyrone says, Tyrone
does. You didn't go to Sketchley Grange then?
No.
That night?
No, we did weirdly, on the Sunday or Saturday, whenever the first game was, regardless of the result, in this case a draw, still have a night out.
Yeah.
Because it's all been booked.
And we always did that because... it will have been sketchy most of the times for the other playoff finals that we had as well. So the Blackburn, Swindon and Derby game, we always went back there.
Or in this case, draw.
Yeah.
And still
go again on Wednesday.
Had a night out. The players the players who were going to be involved had to take it a bit easy.
I always remember the two finals I played in. The one we lost to Tottenham.
Yeah.
The party at the Sketchley Grange was better than the one we won against Tranmere.
Still went on.
We had a better night for some strange reason.
Yeah. So, we always had good celebrations.
Well, on that, you said about, don't know if I remember being involved, but I was cup-tied. But Martin had a superstition that me, Steve Guppy and Ian Marshall, all cup-tied, we went to the Ipswich game, quarter-final, just to be part of the squad. And then he said, you can have a night out. So we had a night out. Had a good time in Ipswich, watched the game. Game went well. So he said, right, you have to do it again at Wimbledon. So we did it down there as well. And you have to do it for the final as well. We went out Burnham Beaches. Burnham Beaches, staying there for like a couple of days before. Martin takes us to the theatre in town, doesn't he? In London and all this business. And to me, Gups and Ian Marshall got me back at 12 o'clock. We got back a bit later than that, but Gups had left the window open in his hotel room.
Gups?
Yeah, Gups was naughty, believe it or not.
So, naughty boy.
Can't believe you're hanging him out to dry.
This is my room, like ground level. He jumped in, turns out it's Mike Whitlow's room. He was playing in the final the next day. Whits is like, what the hell's going on?
Who had the scariest eyes ever that you didn't need to be jumping into Wits' room, by the way.
Gups has come scrambling out, and then somehow we've run off and we've got in the front. John Robertson's on guard in reception. We got past him, got changed in the tracksuits and came back down, pretending we'd been in for an hour and a half. And then